Hey, what's up, y'all? So I want to talk about what I feel that is the most important thing about really just life, but finding happiness and being happy in life, regardless of your circumstance, regardless of your situation, and kind of like right now with the pandemic that we're experiencing in a crazy time in our lives. It's gratitude. I don't think there is one single factor that plays a more important role in our happiness than gratitude. And I think that is something that has really been lost in America, specifically in our culture, because we have become a people that is in constant need, or they think they need, seeking more of everything, more money, more material things. I mean, you know the list. It goes on and on and on. Everybody wants more and more and more, and instead of being grateful for what they have, which, if you look at our civilization as a whole, we have way more than we need, and we have way more than most in the world. And anyways, back to gratitude in our daily lives and finding happiness. I have got into the habit of each day when I wake up, I have some quiet time to myself, thank goodness, and I get to spend some time in my thoughts and with God. And I always start every single day thanking God for waking me up, grateful for the fact that I woke up today, each and every day, because some people weren't blessed with that opportunity. And it's a mindset that I always try to put myself in every single day. It's difficult to stay there as the day continues, and I think that's where probably a lot of us struggle. Is we can be grateful in moments, but it's hard to be grateful all the time. That's something we probably all should really work on. The reason that this has been something that I'm still working diligently on this in my own life, and I certainly don't have it down, but I'm working incredibly hard on it, because I do think that gratitude is absolutely the basis of happiness. The reason I say that, and I came to that conclusion, is I've always wondered how there are certain groups of people, or certain cultures even, unlike our, what I believe American culture is which is ungrateful for the most part. I've gone to places or am around people from different cultures that have way less, way less than I have, and I don't have a whole hell of a lot, and way less than most people in this country, and they're always happy, and they're always thankful, and they're always grateful. And that is where their happiness comes from. They don't look at what they lack. They look at what they have, and they're thankful for everything they have, and they're thankful for every moment they have to be alive and every breath they take. And that's how they become happy, and that's how they remain happy. There is not, and I've talked about this a million times, and what's funny is we all of us understand the concept of money won't make us happy, and yet we all chase it. It's ridiculous to me that most people are in agreement, if you're old enough, that money will not make you happy, and acquiring more shit won't make you happy, but we still try to do it, and we still go after it in the hopes that it will, and it never will. And having more there's never going to be enough of whatever it is, fill in the blank. So I think it's critical for us to find that mindset of being grateful for what we do have, instead of looking at what we don't have. I mean, we have so much to be thankful for. So that being said, when I started this journey of trying to be more grateful and exploring it myself, I really started to simplify my life, because going by that notion, I wanted to start removing things from my life. Because what I found was, when I started taking on, and I took on a lot. I took on another company, and I was, long story short, I was really running myself thin. And I realized that, I love being busy. I like to work, and that's something that will never change in me. But what I did find is then I started getting into that for that rat race, for lack of a better term, where it's just rush, 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 and hurry, 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 and I found myself declining and losing my happiness, and I decided that I need to go back to simplifying my life. Even though I do live a simple life, I want it more simple. I want to simplify it as much as possible, to the extent that my family, we don't even have cable TV. I don't know why I just thought of that example, but it's one. I have simplified so many things in my life because the more that I tried to take on, or the more, how do I say this? I think there's a difference. I always try to tell people to achieve things, of course, and I'm an uplifting person. I encourage people, but I think there's balance there, and because then we strive so much for this greatness, and we miss what's really happening in life around us. I really enjoy simple things that me personally, and people who are close to me know that, especially when the weather, when the weather warms up, with it, thank God it slowly is, I will literally spend hours. Well, I'll spend my entire day outside when I can, if I'm not working, and because I really appreciate God's creation, and that's something I didn't do when I was younger, and I don't think most people do when they're younger, but I really truly appreciate God's creation. And I just love to be outside, and I'm, do working in the yard or whatever it is, but then at the end of my day, I will spend the rest of the night out on my deck in silence. Yes, it's fairly wide known that I'm an introvert and very introverted, and that's my peace, and that's my serenity, and that's my happiness. And to some people, that's boring. Well, I think watching TV is a waste of fucking life. I'm sorry, I just don't. I don't see the value in it, and maybe people don't see the value in what I do. But I choose to live my life outside, enjoying God's creation, and back to the gratitude and appreciating that simpleness of life, because. There was a person that came into my life that is from a really small town that introduced me to, or didn't introduce me, but reintroduced me to more of a simple life. As far as, I don't know, I'm really passionate about this because I do think that people do too much, and they find themselves going here and going there, and they're in a rush, and nobody's fucking going anywhere. Nobody's going anywhere. Most people are just busy doing bullshit that doesn't even, and then they're constantly stressed out, constantly in an anxious state, which will never create happiness. Anytime you're in an anxious state, you're never going to be happy. Versus just slowing down and appreciating life for what it is, which is really simple. Life is really simple, and when people add complexity to their life, that it creates unhappiness, because that's not really what life's about. I don't think that. I think it's a matter of slowing down and appreciating, kind of like the silly old saying, stop and slow down and smell the roses. But that's true. All these cliches exist for a reason, because they're all true, and they're there for us to recognize that we need to do things differently, and that's the only way we're going to be happy, because that's all I want. And that is one thing that I am, my daughters are now 12 years old. Going into, obviously, teenage years are incredible, at least for me, was probably one of the more difficult times of my life. Definitely not the hardest now that I'm older and went through my own shit, but a very difficult time in my life for sure. Probably the second most difficult time in my life. And I know the amount of pressure is put on them through society. I'm not going to put that pressure on them as a father, and I truly, truly, truly just want my babies to be happy. I don't give a shit if they go to college. They know that, and you guys can have your own opinions of that. I just don't give a shit. I do have a college degree, by the way. I don't care what they choose to do as a career. I want them to be able to support themselves, but I want them to enjoy what they do. I don't care if they make $100,000 a year. I really don't give a shit. So these parents that put all this pressure on their kids, you're teaching them the wrong things and the wrong values in life. I really just want my children to be happy. That's all I care about, because all these high pressure situations in life and all these high pressure jobs just to create more, just to acquire more shit, as I always say, will never ever result in happiness. And nobody can convince me otherwise. And so gratitude is really the key. It's really the key. It's appreciation, gratitude. They're interchangeable, and we need to look at the things we have. Like every breath you take is a blessing. And how many people think about the breaths they take during the day? Not many. I know, I usually don't, but I'm starting to get on a deeper level of gratitude, of trying to appreciate that. And we need to be thankful for all the, some of us think we don't have much, but you don't. You have a lot. You really have a lot. And you need to be thankful for that and feel joy for that. God has blessed you and I. We all have our difficulties. So some may have their handicaps. Some may have their family issues, mental, emotional, things going on. But we all have problems, but we need to be thankful and not focus on the problems or focus on the lack of something, but focus on what we do have and really truly be thankful. And truly grateful in the bottom of your heart. I have people in my life, a good friend of mine, a very, very good friend of mine, is a paraplegic. He can walk at times, but sometimes, because it's a struggle, but he does it because he's a strong-minded man that refuses to quit, which I respect the shit out of him for. And sometimes he just can't. Sometimes he can't, and he's in a wheelchair. And I think every day, it's people like him. Every day I wake up, and when I tell you I start my day with gratitude, I walked to the kitchen, and then I walked to the couch to sit down and be thankful. And I'm thankful I was able to walk. I'm thankful that I'm able to, like some people, they look at, some people don't love working out the way I do, and I do love it. It is my passion. But I think sometimes we get caught in these routines, and we don't even think of the beauty of that. To think that I am of able body to go to the gym and work out. I'm going to do a whole several videos on this that are branches off of gratitude and different areas of our lives, or different ideas behind the whole grand scheme of gratitude and appreciation. And one thing that I'm really huge on is this is something that I learned from a book I read a few years ago. I don't remember how long ago, but it was something that made a huge impact on my life, and I try it. And another thing that I apply to my daily life is we always have this mindset of we have these things in our day, and I have to go to the store, or I have to go to work, or I have to go, fill in the blank once again. I get to. Because some people don't get to. Do you understand that? Do you understand that concept? Some people don't get to. You get to, and you should appreciate that. People, if there's one thing, and it's ironic I'm doing this video now, and it probably is kind of a catalyst to it, is this pandemic that we're going through, is people are learning a lot about this I have to versus I get to. Because it is I get to, because now it's been stripped from you, and you understand that you get to. You don't have to. You get to. It's a blessing. It's a blessing that you get to do this, whatever the fill in the blank is. I get to go to the gym because the gym was just stripped from you. And now you probably appreciate it more, don't you? Like, what if you didn't have an able body and the gym was still open and wasn't closed down due to this, and you weren't able to? You get to. I have to go to work. Bullshit. You get to go to work. Do you know how many people are unemployed right now? It's a blessing that you get to go to work. Or I have to go to the store. You get to go to the store. Thank God you get to go to the store, because you get to go to the store and buy everything that you need for your family to survive. Some people don't have that ability. So this is this is the antithesis of this is what happiness surrounds gratitude. And if you can get yourself to a grateful mindset and start to look at your whole life differently. I mean, those of us who have kids, God forgive me, they drive me crazy at times. And as parents, we get in that, oh my gosh, like you just want to rip your hair out. You get to experience this time with these beautiful children that are God's blessing to you. We need to be grateful for the fact that we have a healthy body, we have healthy children, we have a roof over our heads, we have the air that we breathe, we have the trees that provide the oxygen and regenerate the oxygen that we need to survive, that we have the animals that eat the plants and the animals that we eat, and this whole beautiful thing that God created, that if it was just a little bit farther from the sun or a little bit closer to the sun and the whole solar system was out of whack, that we would not exist. And you take that and consider the beauty of life and the cycle of life and everything that exists in this world in a perfect balance, in an absolute perfect balance. If one of those things was fucked up, we would fail to exist. Yet we're worried about driving a $100,000 car and living in a $500,000 house, and we're worried about buying designer clothes, and we're worried about taking a vacation to Bora Bora and all this other shit that has absolutely no bearing, meaning, or any value to life. Zero. We need to all learn to have gratitude and appreciation for the simple things that are around us, even people. The key people in our lives. So obviously I could go on and on and on and on. You guys get the idea. So I hope this video in some way inspires you and motivates some kind of change in you, that it won't happen all in one day, just like any other change that takes place in us. Like I said, I've been working on this for years, and I still am not even close to where I want to be. I'm really passionate about this all the time, but the reason I'm more passionate about it right now is because I was, due to the situation that's going on in our world, which we're all impacted by, every single human being on this planet is impacted by, I started to slip, and I started to, my mindset was going the wrong direction, and I woke up today and I was like, this has got to stop. This has to stop, and gratitude is the key. It is the absolute key, and I know that it's fundamental to happiness. It's the fundamental basis of happiness. And I had to do this video now because I know there's so many people out there that are struggling just like me. We're all struggling, we're all hurting, we're all confused, none of us understand, and we're trying to make sense of it, but we can't. Here's the thing, people. Just like what's in the situation that we're going through all together, we're all going through this together, is out of our control. We can't control it. We need to just go back to the basics of happiness and find our appreciation and gratitude for what we do have. Focus on that and stop putting so much time and energy into things that are out of our control. So I hope that this is something you can take with you every single day, and I hope you wake up every morning and as soon as your feet touch the floor, and here's another concept, one foot touches, this as soon as you get out of bed, one foot touches the floor, thank, second foot touches the floor, you. Thank you. Thank you, Jesus, for waking me up. Thank you for another beautiful day. Thank you for this incredible life that I have. Thank you for protecting me while I was sleeping. Thank you for the air that I breathe. Back to that again, the things we don't even think about. Thank you that my heart is still beating. So, gosh, sorry to kind of go off on this, but this is a big deal. This is a big deal, and I know will play a pivotal role in your happiness. I hope that you can start to embrace this and understand this. I hope this is something that you can dig deep into yourself, something that you will start to think more about on a daily basis throughout the day. When you start finding yourself, it's easy for me to start the day off with this gracious attitude and appreciation, and then obviously our day continues and it gets busier, and then our minds go a different direction. I think it's pivotal that we somehow find a way as individuals to do whatever we need to do to bring ourselves back to gratitude and appreciation, and appreciating the moments that we have and living those moments, or appreciating the simpleness of some of those moments. And whether it's separate yourself, go for a walk, go in the car, go for a drive, whatever it takes for you to bring yourself back to where you were that morning, or whatever the case is for you. But I think it's something we need to be conscious of at all times throughout the day, and to even be more self-aware in the sense of looking for those little things, and recognizing those simple little things that we never even thought about, that we can now look at and appreciate. And it will change your whole outlook on life. It really truly will. It will change your whole view of the world. It will change your whole view of your role in the world, and what you really want out of life, your purpose in life, and what the true meaning of life is. So anyways, thank you for listening. I know this is a little bit of like I said, I kind of went off on this one, and that's just who I am. So anyways, I love you all. God bless you. And please subscribe if you haven't already, and click the bell icon. That will give you updates of any new videos that I post. I haven't done anything in a long time. I'm sorry. I don't have an excuse other than it's just been difficult for me on a more of an inspirational level, I guess. And I only do things when I feel it. I've said that in probably every video I've done, and I'll continue to say it. I don't do things just for the sake of posting stuff. I do it when I feel it, I'm passionate about it, and it's something that I feel inspired about, that I need to inspire others with. If I don't feel it, I'm not doing it. So anyways, have a wonderful rest of your day, and just try to keep your head up during this crazy time. And please, please, please take this time, this downtime, the slow time is perfect time for you to do this, and wrap your mind around gratitude and the simple things. Because once we pull out of this, and you can appreciate this simple life that you have right now, and have gratitude and appreciation for what you have, and the small things even outside of the house, like God's creation, all of this, then your whole life will change. And when we open back up, and we're back up and running, and our lives are back in action, so to speak, then hopefully you will view everything different, and your whole course of your life will change. I pray that for you, because it's just an incredible feeling. So anyways, again, I'm trying to sign off here, so God bless you. And if you need anything, let me know. And comments, please comment. I love the feedback on my posts. I love communicating with everybody. So please, please, please comment below. Thank you.